Hey guys, welcome to SCG Collects. I'm Annie. Hey guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you choose to celebrate. Welcome back to any of my returning viewers, and a special first time welcome to anybody who is watching my videos for the first time. Thanks so much. So today is Christmas Day. I have some free time while my boyfriend is out celebrating Christmas with his mom. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to film a little holiday year-end video for all of you guys and do it in my living room where we've got the Christmas tree, so the theme is here. If you're wondering about my outfit, this is my new Eva Unit 2 onesie that my boyfriend gave me for Christmas. Thought it would make for a fantastic outfit for this this video. And these right here, these are like Unit 2's shoulder pylon things. This onesie actually comes with like plastic pieces that you can tuck into the shoulder bits to make them stand up. They are a little hard to just lounge around in if they're in there, so I don't have them in right now, but that's what these floppy things on my shoulder are. So I know my previous video was kind of a look ahead into, you know, pre-orders in the new year, what I'm looking forward to. I thought for Christmas and for what is probably going to be my final video of the year, we could take a look at some of my favorite figures that I did get this year. I didn't really do a specific like top 5 list. I'm just not good at ranking things, of really, you know, comparing and saying this one outweighs this one, so this one's 5, this one's 4, all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't sure if I should include just any of the figures I got this year, so new releases from 2022, plus, you know, maybe old figures that I picked up through the year that as pre-owned or whatever. So what I ended up doing is I've kind of got it split into 2 bits. One being just some of my favorite figures that I picked up that were released in 2022. And then kind of a second list or second part that are figures I picked up this year, but may have been released in any year previously. So basically pre-owned figures that I got in 2022. I also have a least favorite figure that I want to talk about, and maybe one other kind of bonus category that I'd like to mention. So let's go ahead and get started, and I think I'd like to start with just, you know, pre-owned or previously released figures that I ended up picking up in 2022. First figure that I picked up this year that had been previously released at least a couple years back is the Fate Grand Order Caster Nitocris 1/7 figure by Amakuni and Hobby Japan. Now the version I was able to pick up, it was brand new in box, and it was a limited edition version. I love this figure. I love the special edition that comes with her little Medjed dudes. I just love the overall like sculpt and posing of this figure. I love it also too just because of that whole Egyptian theme going on. And just in general, if you haven't figured out from my channel at this point, I love Fate Grand Order character designs and all of that. I'm so happy I was able to add her to my collection. I just think she looks so good, you know, with the rest of my Fate figures that I got this year. Again, I love her outfit. I think she is stunning. I think she is so beautiful. I love all of her details. I think she turned out so well, and that's why I want to start this list off with her. Speaking of Fate Grand Order figures I picked up this year, another previously released figure that I was able to get pre-owned was the Amakuni Hobby Japan Lancer Medusa 1/7 scale from Fate Grand Order. Now this was also the limited edition version, where you could actually switch between, I believe it's her first and second ascensions. I really wanted her for, I believe it's her second ascension, where she kind of has the cloak and the giant scythe, and she's wearing all black. I do like the fact that she has the option to switch between the two, but I only display her in that, again, I think second ascension option. I feel like this is another one, though, that Amakuni and Hobby Japan just really knocked out of the park. I think the details are so nice. Like, I love the way they did the scythe, and it has, like, the long chain on the back, and, you know, kind of wraps around behind her. I love the pose, again, kind of very dynamic, and her hair flowing out behind her. Just everything is so gorgeous. I think she looks so cute, which is why I wanted to pick her up in the first place. She looks so good on that Fate Grand Order shelf I have, with Nitocris and everyone else. And again, just so happy to pick her up this past year. She's so cute. Alright, moving on from Fate Grand Order figures, the third figure that I picked up this year, that is a previous release from, I think just a couple years ago. It is the Chobits Chi 1/7 scale by Hobby Max. This is one that I managed to buy from another user on my figure collection. And again, this was one of my very early purchases this year when I was just starting to get into like figure collecting and everything. Just the fact I was able to find her, because again, I know this is a very highly sought after figure. I think people are always looking for her, always trying to purchase her. I don't know that in the time since I purchased her, if I've ever even seen her listed on, for example, Ami Pre-Owned, although I might have missed it if she was, because I'm not looking for her. I just think this figure is so stunning. It's like such a centerpiece, you know, figure for your collection. Just the scale of it, you know, it is a 1/7, so it's not like massive, but the fact that she comes on the lamppost, she's sitting on the lamppost in, you know, just like the artwork, the posing, her expression, the detail on the paint job, just everything is so beautiful and so, you know, delicate and feminine and cute, and like, I don't even know what other adjectives to use, but you know, when I was able to find her and purchase her and just have her in my possession, I felt like the luckiest person. You know, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get this figure. So I am so happy that I was able to add her this year, get her into the collection, and yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Just I'm so extremely happy, especially because it seems like there's so few Chobits figures, period. At least I have this one, and I absolutely love her. She's perfect. Another kind of centerpiece figure, and actually one that I just talked about in one of my last couple videos, is the Wixos Umaru figure, the 1/7 scale by Amakuni and Hobby Japan. As I said in that previous video, I just think this is a stunning figure. Again, another centerpiece, showpiece. Just the size and scale of it is incredible. The way they translated the art from the Wixos card, I think they did a phenomenal job with that. I'm obsessed with this character design, the kind of edginess of it. And when I found this figure on Ami, again, this was one of those that I was like, immediate order. And I'm happy, so happy I was able to get kind of like the exclusive or limited version that came with the special edition card and the cloth poster and all of that. And I can't wait until I finally have room to properly display her and like get her into a detolf, because like right now she's just on a random shelf in my office, which sort of stresses me out, just the possibility of her falling. So yeah, I can't wait to properly have her displayed and shown off the way I think she deserves, because she is just going to look so good when she's actually like on display. Alright, and my fifth and final figure of, you know, kind of these 5 pre-owned figures I bought this year. It is the quarter scale Goblin Slayer Priestess Bunny by Freeing. So she was my first Freeing bunny. She's still my only Freeing bunny right now until some of the other ones I've ordered show up. But I am so happy I got her as my first Freeing bunny. I think she's just adorable. She is so cute. Her pose is so cute. I love that they left some of the little details from her like priestess outfit, or some little touches that kind of nod to her regular outfit in Goblin Slayer. Her hair looks so good, just fanned out around her. Just a really, really good bunny figure. I absolutely adore her, and I can't wait to kind of grow my bunny collection, get the rest of these bunnies that I've pre-ordered over the last year or so, and you know, have them all together and just have a gang of them. But I'm so happy Priestess got to be my first one, because she's just absolutely adorable, and I love her. Like 10 out of 10, would totally do it all over again. Alright, so an honorable mention. This is a pre-owned figure that I just really kind of bought on a whim. You know, I just happened to see it on AmiAmi Pre-Owned for pretty cheap. Still don't know anything about the material that this character is from or anything. But this is the 1/6 scale Zhao Mei from Shining Hearts by Kotobukiya. So this is a figure that's like 10 years old, I'm pretty sure. I think she came out in 2012. But I really think this figure has stood up over time. And, you know, like I said, part of the reason I bought her was the price. Like, she was just a little over $50 for me when I found her in AmiAmi. And I'm fairly certain she was a brand new in box. So I think her price is just because of the age. But this is definitely a figure that has stood up to the test of time. Like, I know sometimes you see figures from 2012, 2013, maybe even a little bit more recent, that just look a little dated. You know, you can tell they're a little bit older. I don't think that's the case with this figure. I think this is one that you could tell me it came out within the last couple years, and I'd probably believe it. I just think she's really held up. I think her paint job is phenomenal. They did so good on like her shading and the little details. I love how she has like the magnet in her mouth so that she can hold the little fish thing that she's stolen. And I mean, she's a cat girl too, and you know I've got a soft spot for cat girls, so she, you know, kind of checks all the boxes for me, and just that price, it cannot be beat. So this is one I definitely think, if you have any interest in this figure, I would definitely go for it. I think she is so worth it. And I mean, come on, a $50 to $60 1/6 scale magnet detail, great paint job. Like, you're not gonna find that with many other figures. So that's why I gave her kind of an honorable mention. I did want to just do top 5 for each of these lists, but I had to include her on here. She deserved a spot, so there you go. That rounds out top 5 plus honorable mention for my pre-owned or previously released figures that I picked up in 2022. Now I want to move on to figures that were actually released in 2022 that I picked up this past year. I actually want to start with my least favorite figure that I picked up this year, because she was released in 2022, and also because I don't want to end the video on a kind of downer note. So we'll start with my least favorite and then go through the top 5, again in no specific order, but just, you know, the 5 figures that were released this past year that I absolutely love. Alright, so my least favorite figure that I picked up in 2022, was released in 2022. I am so disappointed with this figure, and maybe now that I've kind of been into figure collecting a little bit longer, like still, I just started collecting this year. I am by no means an expert, but I do feel like now versus 6 or 7 months ago, I have so much more knowledge on manufacturers and who does good and who's overpriced and all these things. So maybe if I had my knowledge now, I may not have bought this figure. But the figure that I'm talking about is the ReZero Amelia Puck 1/7 like wedding style, the Shiramuku version by FNex or For You. So part of the reason I even originally pre-ordered this figure is I do really love Amelia as a character. I loved the idea of kind of like this traditional wedding kimono outfit on her. She has the fan, she's got Puck with her. Like, I just thought all these little bits and pieces would make it a really great figure. And the base too, the base is really pretty with like its gold detailing pattern on it. The figure though, I guess compared to the prototype figures and all of that, the figure itself was really kind of a letdown. Like, just size-wise, I feel like she's very chunky, which I don't know how you could get away from that, just given the style of outfit she's in, how it flows. And I do know that these, traditional wedding kimono type outfits are large and have multiple layers, so like can't really do much about the outfit itself. If that's what she's wearing, it's gonna be kind of chunky. But I just think the quality is not there for the price that was being charged. Like, I know there's some spots where the red kind of paint on the inside of the kimono layers, I feel like it kind of spills over a little bit. The detailing on Puck himself is just leaves a lot to be desired. I don't know. I just feel like it was a good idea, but the way it was executed was not it. And I think a lot of people who got this figure felt the same way, that it kind of fell short of what everybody was hoping for. And that's really disappointing because, again, I think this could have been a really beautiful figure, just it didn't happen. And, now I just feel like I have this giant figure taking up room on one of the bottom shelves of my detolfs, because I feel like she doesn't really fit in with any of the rest of my collection, which that's more of a personal thing. And I'm just kind of like, damn, I don't know what to do with this. And the thought of trying to sell her just seems like a lot of hassle. So, I don't know, she's just kind of there. I don't love her, and that really bums me out. I wish I could love her, but she just isn't it. So, yeah, that would have to be my least favorite figure I picked up in 2022. So, yeah, let me know if you picked her up, or if you have a least favorite figure from this past year, maybe something that didn't turn out as well as you hoped, or was just kind of disappointing in some way. Let me know in the comments below so we can all kind of commiserate together. Because sometimes you just gotta be a little bit sad together. It's okay, even during the holidays. Alright, enough sad, enough sucky figures. Let's get into top 5 awesome figures I picked up this past year, that were released this past year. And again, this is in no specific order. This is just 5 figures I picked up in 2022 that released in 2022 that I think were absolute bangers. So I want to start with the kind of infamous Genshin Impact figure. That is the 1/7 scale Ningguang by Apex. Everything about this figure is gorgeous. I think the paintwork is flawless. I think the details are flawless. The sculpt is amazing. You know, the fact that they included her seat and her scrolls and her just screen behind her and all of it. I'm so in love with this figure. Just absolutely stunning figure. I absolutely love her, and I'm so happy I bit the bullet and ordered her, even though she was kind of expensive to begin with, and then, you know, you added her box, and that was a whole thing. So yeah, so that's first on my unordered list of 5. Next one that released this year that I want to talk about is the Kotobukiya Bishoujo statue of Morgan, the 1/7 scale. So I think this was a really kind of nice surprise. I know for the most part Kotobukiya does pretty solid figures and things. I think especially their Bishoujo line has been fairly well received, of, you know, all the various characters they've done for Marvel and I think DC and whatnot. But I absolutely love this Morrigan one that I picked up. This figure turned out fantastic. I love, you know, the base they did. It's a fairly simple base, but it's not too big. They made it look like, you know, stones, which I think the little bit I do know about this character and sort of her source material kind of fits in pretty nice. The just different textures and details they did, so like the folds in her tights to, you know, really show how tight they are, and the movement of her body, the texture of her wings, they did slightly different, you know, from the rest of her outfit or her skin or her hair, to show that, you know, this is a different part, and they are obviously a different material than the rest of her. I think that was fantastic. And, you know, I think if I'm recalling correctly, they're even almost slightly translucent. So I thought that was a really cool detail. I think her pose is just absolutely amazing. I love, you know, the look on her face with the tongue sticking out. I think, and I have to acknowledge this, I think her chest area looks fantastic. I know some people were saying that maybe looked a little weird, but I think it works because, again, she's twisted, she's in motion, so obviously her chest is going to be slightly twisted and maybe look a little weird, but I think it actually looks really, really good. I just think, you know, again, this is a home run figure. I think she turned out so good, so flawless. So she's phenomenal. The detail is phenomenal. Another 10 out of 10. Very, very good figure. So number 3, this is another one that I just recently talked about, maybe even in my last video. This is the Wings Inc. Hatsuaki 1/7 scale figure. Not a ton to reiterate on this figure again, because like I said, I did just recently talk about her in one of my monthly haul videos, but I just think this is a flawless figure. She got delayed several times. I think she was well worth the wait. You know, I think she was one of those that was extremely popular on like my figure collection, and yeah, I don't know that there's a single flaw in the figure. The paint is amazing. The details are just executed perfectly. You know, compared to the artwork that she's based on, I think it's, you know, basically perfect, 100% recreation of that art. I'm so happy I ended up deciding to get her, because for a while I wasn't, or for a while I just felt like I couldn't find her, she wasn't available anymore. But I think because she kept getting delayed, some more pre-orders ended up getting opened up, or people were dropping her, so pre-orders were opening up. So I was able to finally make the decision and swoop in and get one, and I'm so happy I did. She's such a badass. Absolutely gorgeous figure. Alright, number 2 on the list. So this figure was actually my first native figure ever. has the honor of that, and this is technically a Native and Rocket Boy figure. But this is the 1/6 scale Ao Oni girl figure, the character selection, original character one. So I think out of all of these figures on the kind of released in 2022 list that I picked up in 2022, I think she is the only one that I did not actually pre-order for this year. She is technically like a pre-owned pickup, but because she was released in 2022, I am including her on this list instead of including her in the like pre-owned, originally released list that was in the first half of this video. So, as I said, she was my first Native figure. She was one that I really wasn't interested in getting. I saw her artwork and things, I think, kind of right after she came out, so I missed the pre-order time anyways. What really sold me on her, I think it might have been a Gwen Collects video. I want to say Gwen Collects showed her off, and when I was able to actually see someone else's footage versus just promotional pictures and things, I was like, okay, like this is one I have to have. What I really love about this figure, I mean, on top of just, you know, Native's quality and detail and everything, what I love about it, as far as being a Native figure, is that I don't feel like this is one that is overly lewd or sexual. Like, yes, you know, it's a girl sitting on a stool in her bra and panties, but I don't feel like the pose that they chose to put her in is overly sexy. You know, maybe it's a little bit flirty, a little bit, you know, like, hey, you know, what's up? But, you know, it's not like some of Native's figures or, you know, Binding Bunnies that they do with Native, where just their legs are spread and all these different things, which that's totally fine. Like, I am not against that at all if that's your thing. Just, I feel like that's a little over the top for me. So I think this was a perfect entry into Native's figures, because again, I don't feel like she's over the top. She obviously comes with the option of being cast off and fully naked and fully lewd. But I display her with both her top and panties on. But yeah, I find her adorable. I love that she came with her own fluffy little rug. I think that really just adds to the figure, you know, of, hey, she's just a girl hanging out in her room and being cool. So she also, of course, has the little horns, bonus points. Love that on her. So overall, very, very happy that she was kind of my first entry into Native figures, and I think she just looks adorable. Alright, we have arrived at the #1 spot on this actually unordered top 5 figures released in 2022. So this one's a little bit of a cop-out, a little bit of a cheat, because technically it's 2 figures, but I feel like because they basically go together, they can count as one. So this is the Chocolate and Vanilla 1/7 scale Chinese dress versions by Good Smile Company. Chocolate just arrived a few days ago. I have not opened her yet. Obviously haven't done a video with her in it, but I do own her. So I guess it's a little unfair to count Chocolate in this, since I have not actually like opened her box and looked at her and reviewed her, so to speak. But I just feel like both these figures go together. I've seen the pictures of Chocolate, obviously. I've seen her in her box at least. And I own Vanilla and have taken her out of the box and looked at her. I just think these are 2 of the best Nico Para figures, at least in my opinion. Just based on pictures I've seen of other Nico Para figures and the designs of them and everything, I think these 2 would have to be my favorite. I mean, that's part of why I ordered them. I just think they are so gorgeous. The detailing on them is phenomenal. Just the little flowers and ribbons and bows and everything about them. And their sculpts are so good as well. And, you know, maybe I'm biased because, again, I really like Cat Girls. I really like Nico Para, and Vanilla is my favorite Nico Para girl. But I don't have a negative thing to say about these two. At least on Vanilla, I could not find a single flaw on her. I'm hoping Chocolate is the same whenever I get around to unboxing her. I can't wait to have them together. And I think in terms of price, like Vanilla, I think I paid maybe $150 for. And I feel like $150 for a 1/7 scale that is this detailed and, you know, comes with a pretty nice base, like all of that for like $150, I feel like you cannot do that anymore. But yet these figures released in 2022. So in terms of price and value and detail and paint job and sculpt and just everything about them, I feel like, I know I said that this is an unordered list, but having these two at the #1 spot, I think I'm gonna say they're the #1 figures. Like the rest of we'll say the rest of the list was not ordered. You know, everyone else 2 through 5, whatever. You can mix up their order however you want. I do feel like Vanilla and Chocolate are probably like my top 2 figures from this past year that released this year. So, yeah. I guess it ended up being ordered in a way anyways. There you go. One bonus category that I wanted to include just kind of at the end of this video, I wanted to give a shout out or a mention to my favorite prize figure this year. So I did start off this year, you know, still with several prize figures. Like I've purchased the whole Nico Para pop-up parade girls this year, which I guess kind of count as prize figures. You know, the convention I attended in like January, February, I think I bought a prize figure at. So I've had a few prize figures this year. But one that I wanted to specifically kind of point out and I guess kind of give the honor of my favorite prize figure this year is the Bandai Spirits Dr. Stone Suika prize figure. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing her name right. It's been a while since I've seen the Dr. Stone anime. The reason that I want to say this is my favorite prize figure of this year is because yes, it is a prize figure, but the quality in terms of like paint job and everything I think is done really well. Obviously it's not like super shaded and detailed like a higher quality scale figure might be, but it's still a very clean paint job. And then it also comes with a couple different ways of displaying her, which I feel like you don't often see in prize figures. You know, she has a different face plate. She can wear the little melon or whatever it is on her head. I can't remember exactly what fruit or vegetable it is now, but she can wear her little mask. She can be posed without the mask, very carefully balanced on her head. It's a lot of work to do that, but just a lot of different ways of displaying her. So I think for a prize quality level figure, she is a really, really good one, and I'm really happy that I picked her up because I do love Dr. Stone as an anime. I think her character is adorable, and I think this figure is phenomenal in terms of you know, just everything about it when you look at the fact that it's a prize figure. So wanted to throw that in there as kind of a little bonus. Bonus favorite prize figure of 2022, this one, absolutely. Alright guys, well that is the year 2022 in review. The pre-owned, already released figures I bought, the 2022 released figures that I got, my least favorite figure, the top prize figure that I got, all of it. So thanks so much for spending this time with me. I really, really appreciate it, you guys. I'd love to hear in the comments what your favorite figures of 2022 are, whether they're figures that released this year that you got, or figures that released that maybe you didn't get a chance to pick up, but you think they're like the best figure of the year, or, you know, if it's a figure that's released previously and you bought it pre-owned, but it's the best figure you picked up in this entire year of 2022. Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and your opinions and what your favorites were from this past year. As always, guys, though, I super appreciate you watching the video. Once again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!